You know that feeling at the end of the day where you're just completely drained? Not because you ran a marathon, but because your brain just feels heavy. Well, today we're going to dig into exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how a simple little tweak to your thinking can change everything. So the alarm goes off, and bam! Before you've even had a sip of coffee, the questions start flooding in. It's that classic, what do I even do first feeling? And you're already stuck before the day's really begun. And then, of course, the pings start. An email here, a text there. Do you stop what you're doing to reply right now? Is it actually urgent, or can it wait? Every single one of these little choices, it's like a tiny drop of fuel leaking from your tank. It even happens with stuff that's supposed to be fun, right? You write up a post, and then you just stare at it, thinking, is this even worth sharing? See, every little question, piled on top of another, all day long, that's what's leaving you so wiped out. Okay, so what is this feeling? We all call it decision fatigue, but it turns out we might have been pointing the finger at the wrong culprit this whole time. It's not really about having a million huge tasks or these massive life-changing choices to make. Nope. The real reason is, well, it's a lot sneakier than that. This right here, this completely flips the script. It's not about how many decisions you make, it's about how you make them. The exhaustion comes from having to build the decision-making process from the ground up over and over and over again for every little thing. Exactly. Think about it. It's not the should I move to a new city decision that kills you on a Tuesday. It's the thousands of tiny little negotiations you have with yourself about all the small stuff. That's the real energy vampire. That's what builds up into that heavy, foggy feeling. So, if the problem is a lack of clear rules, well, the solution seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? We just need to create a clear rule, a simple, powerful filter that just slices right through all that mental clutter and basically makes the decision for you. And here's a fantastic example of a rule like that. It's super simple, not complicated at all. It's just one sentence. You can hold up against pretty much any request, any distraction, any new shiny object that pops up. Your main goal for the week becomes the bouncer at the door. Does this new thing get in or not? Okay, let's really unpack why this is so powerful. When something comes up that doesn't fit your main goal, the answer is not, oh, I'll deal with that later. Because all that does is kick the can down the road and keep that mental tab open in your brain, sucking up resources. And it's also not a maybe. Oh man, maybe has to be one of the most draining words out there, right? Because a maybe forces you to come back to that decision again and again. It just sits there on your mental to-do list, creating more and more clutter. No, it is a clean, simple, final no. And that is the whole point. It closes the loop. It just completely takes that thing off your mental plate, and boom, all that energy is now free to be used on what you decided actually matters. So why does a simple rule like this work so well? I mean, it's not just about being better at saying no. It actually goes deeper. It starts to rewire the way your brain even approaches these choices in the first place. Let's get into the mechanics of it. Okay, so there are two huge things happening here. First, it completely gets rid of the back and forth negotiation with yourself. You stop the debate, you just check the rule, it's a simple yes or no. And second, it builds trust with your own brain. Your mind starts to learn, hey, these decisions are already handled, so it stops spinning its wheels trying to figure everything out from square one every single time. And this kind of forces us to totally rethink what clarity even means. We usually think clarity is about seeing all the different options perfectly laid out. But real, true mental clarity, it's actually the opposite. It's about having fewer options to begin with, because you've got these solid, pre-made rules that just filter out all the junk. And what happens then is this amazing positive feedback loop. When your rules are clear, your thinking just gets lighter. And when your thinking is lighter, being consistent with what you really want to do suddenly becomes so much easier. It's not about forcing it. You have the energy for it. All right, so how do we actually do this? How do we put this into practice in our own lives? Well, it all starts with just taking a look around and spotting where you're always having those same internal debates. And listen, this isn't about some massive, complicated life overhaul. It's just about finding one single rule. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The next time you feel that mental heaviness creeping in, stop looking for more motivation. That's like trying to pour more water into a leaky bucket. It's pointless. Instead, find the leak. Find that one decision you keep making over and over and create a rule that patches it up for good. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's one decision in your life that you are constantly remaking, day in and day out, that could be solved with a simple rule? Maybe it's about checking email. A rule could be, I only open my inbox at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., period. Or maybe it's about going out. I only say yes to one big social thing a week. What's that one little thing you could set on autopilot? And just imagine all the energy you'd get back for everything else.